Alright, what's up everybody? Let's look at the Fragrant Lotus Paradise Breakout. New to the release today. This is my run for, what is that, 3.1 billion, I want to say. And it's not a perfect run. There are definitely places for improvement. So you can probably look at maybe 3.3, I would say, potentially. I don't think it's going to be too much higher, but yeah, maybe in like 3.3 million could potentially be doable, depending on the run you get. Maybe that 3.3 is a little bit generous. 3.2, between 3.2 to 3.3, definitely think is doable. Right now, I don't know the best combo. This was just the combo that seems to be the best right now. People obviously going to be still working on it, perfecting it, and there's going to be some kind of strat that's going to be like all woo-wee. Here, make sure you just keep running. Do not jump over that second boost. If you jump over that second boost, you're not going to be able to get the health, which requires a very last-minute delayed double jump, which means you're going to lose painter skill plus distance. And so yeah, you don't want to do that. You have to, don't be distracted by those special Lotus like coins. You can maybe do a two-finger jump to try and get a couple of them, but just ignore them. Make sure you nail that boost. The points you get for getting the health plus an extra skill out is gonna outweigh what you get from those little things, because they mostly give coins, I think. Then they give like 20 to 30 coins or something each one. They're especially good when you have like a coin treasure for sure. They do give quite a few points, but an extra paint skill is going to definitely outweigh how many points they give you. So I think overall we have how many cookies? 10 cookies, and it runs about 30 minutes, so it's like 3 minutes cookie. Hop, hop, boom. It is very last minute. It is a delayed double jump. If you do it too quickly, you're gonna end short. But yeah, you will make it easily into the last skill for Painter, providing you've smashed that boost and you've done that double jump. If you do that, everything should be peachy, and you're gonna get like over 300 million. Hey, there you go. 307, not a bad start. Straight into Yogi Bear cookie, and I think Yogi is yeah, I don't know which one provides the best. Now, I couldn't quite work out during just like a little bit of like testing whether the red one gets more points if you use it, if it destroys an obstacle. Like, I was trying to see if it destroys an obstacle, do you get extra pink blib blobs, or is it always the same amount? I would recommend potentially swapping the abilities right here. You auto start with the blue. I would recommend doing the green first and then triggering red here. If you trigger red here, you're going to have a load of obstacles to destroy, which means you might get extra points. I'm not 100% sure, but there's a chance you're going to get extra points if you do it in an area with loads of obstacles. So yeah, I would definitely advise that. Coming up, I'm just gonna pretty much use whatever. I'm just gonna go green first. These Lotus things are kind of like rainbow bears. They are non-magnetic to more or less all cookies. Legends obviously do attract rainbow bears and these Lotus jellies while in their skill. Here, I'm going to attempt, I'm going to do the boost. I don't think there's that many obstacles. Well, there were a few obstacles, so potentially would have been worth maybe doing the red one right there. As I said, I'm not too sure. I kind of just went with whatever. Yeah. The red here, I think, was definitely wasted per se. There were like no obstacles to destroy, but the red one still drops like quite a few of the little cream puffs. Let's get our toes tickled by the things. These first set are just going to give the pointuniers. So it's got to, and because we're no longer in trial mode, I think they gave like, what was it, like 2.3? What was it? Oh, 2,350,000. I guess that 350 comes from the cheer squad. I don't quite sure, because I'm pretty sure in the Bellflower trial they were giving a flat 2 mil. So I'm gonna guess so. So make sure you hit them all because you don't want to miss an easy 2.2 million. I think you're looking at like 8 million free points there with like no, what's that thing called? No energy drain at all. Here, I fully recommend doing the blue one. I did the blue one, and yeah, it works really well. I would say if you're gonna do the blue one, make sure to do a big double jump. I missed the fan, so I've like, I would say like 4 or 5 million points right there potentially. I don't know how much the fan's worth, but I definitely lost points. I would say Spinach is the cookie in this run where I actually restarted. The rest of them I did first try, first run. A couple of the other cookies I probably could have restarted, but Spinach was the one that I restarted because, well, I'll tell you why as we approach it. So in this garden, we're going to get a magnet. It's pretty easy. Just make sure to slide along here to make sure you're going to attract all of them. Double jump to get all these. It does not attract the lotus jellies, so make sure to actually jump into them. And yeah, there you go. Easy peasy. Now for yogurt, I don't know if that was the best start. That was the best starting position for Spinach. Perhaps you shouldn't use the blue one at the end, and you should use like the red one or the green one maybe. I went for the blue one because it gives me distance. So yeah, here remember to jump for the yellow bears and try and get all the lotuses. I just missed that one, but you know. Here, double jump for the kind of ginseng or ginsengs. How do you say that? Is it gin or jin? I'm not too sure, but yeah, jump for them while you're in giant mode. I don't think if you lose the garlic shield, I don't think you lose any points or anything like that. You don't get a bonus for keeping it, so yeah. This is where you need to be careful when you collect this chili boost. We need to jump down that hole. It's quite an accurate jump, but you want to jump. I did not know the plane spawned in here, and so I missed the plane. So which means I've actually got wasted points now, and that's a lot of, I don't know if it's a lot, but it's quite a few points wasted now because I didn't actually know it spawned in here. And you want to come down here. All right, you want to see all these cute little piggies? Look at that. This is a bonus time right here with a big health potion, and our health did not drain a single bit while in that underground passage. So make sure you double jump or two single jump into that hole. You might have to restart. It took me maybe 3-4 tries to get it right, and then if you miss it, you're gonna carry on, but you're only gonna collect a micro potion, plus your health's gonna decrease as normal, so you're actually gonna lose, well, you're gonna lose a fair amount of points plus a fair amount of distance that you could travel easily because you're not collecting as much health. So yeah, it's definitely worth restarting if you do miss that hole into that house. I would say that Spinach is the cookie which is gonna get you the most points. Actually, like, Spinach does get the most points, I'm pretty sure, out of all the runs. That includes Trump Sea Fairy, who is coming up next. I mean, obviously, I'm saying, like, the whole thing could be improved. For score and stuff, but right now, I'm pretty happy with 3 billion right now on the newest Breakout, and to be honest, this is what it took to get me back to do a Breakout. I don't know how often I'm gonna run it, but this is what it took me to get back. A whole brand new Breakout. Not a random cycle of the old ones back, a whole new one. So hey, there you go. But the gardens, those little gardens seem kind of standard. Like, they seem to be in a fixed pattern, should I say. I don't think they're going to be RNG. You always get that potion one, regardless. Here in this stage, Hortensia Town, the Hydrangers, or Hydrangers, however you want to say it, they actually drop their blossoms, which are worth points. So make sure to destroy them if you can. I do not think their blossoms are worth more than a rainbow bear, so I would still probably prioritize a rainbow bear over it. Would I? I don't know. Maybe. I don't know, because we get... bonus points for... Sorry about that. Bonus points for rainbow bears? Yeah, I'm pretty sure we do. I'm pretty sure I would still prioritize rainbow bears over the blossoms. If the Medusa hits them, they don't drop any blossoms, which is unfortunate. We're going to do some last minute jumping. Hop, hop. There we go. 416 million for Spinach. You need to go down into that little secret house. Absolute sure. Here we are with Sea Fairy, the only legend we're going to use throughout this whole thing. If you don't have Sea Fairy Mac, feel free to change Sea Fairy for someone else, but Sea Fairies might be a little hard to replace due to how far she travels with the speed increase during her skill. But perhaps Dark Enchantress could manage it. Timekeeper, maybe. Maybe. I don't know. I didn't try it, but, you know, they could have worked out even better. Even better. But, yeah, I will use Sea Fairy for this, and it's the only legend we use. I'm pretty sure. I think Sea Fairy is the only legend we're going to be using. So, change it however, whatever you see fit. It is so hard for these kind of things to recommend or change because, you know, quite often, especially as the breakout gets more and more... Oh my god, look at all those rainbow bears I missed. Not more and more developed, but like gets done more and more. They're going to tweak it, and you're going to be... There's usually quite an accurate timing when it comes to breakout, especially like the big boys that do the breakout really do all the math and stuff for it. They're gonna be like, oh, you need to end at this exact spot and stuff like that, so it gets very hard to replace. Right now, we're just kind of like just doing whatever and getting the scores. So yeah, so right now you can probably change freely pretty much, and don't miss that. But they are platforms under there to jump up in case you do miss it, but try not to miss it. Yeah, I would say Sea Fairy is also skill activates quite often. The pet activates quite often, so overall it's just kind of a winner chicken dinner. But yeah, just run with what you've got if you don't have Sea Fairy. If you do have Sea Fairy, yeah, there's not really too much to be saying per se. I think there's a couple places where maybe... Yeah, I don't actually think I could get more there and perhaps go a bit higher. This is it. If you stand on that top platform, you actually get blasted. You get blasted forward onto the next part. I don't know how far that cannon's gonna fire you, but you will miss this entire section. And perhaps you should miss this entire section. As I said, I'm not sure. I just refuse to actually go in the cannon. I tried a combo before this, and I tried the cannon out, but I tried the final cannon of Wish Festival, and it just skipped the entire last part of it, and I was like, oh, okay. And I missed so many points. The first part, though, you might want to skip it. You might want to skip that first part of using Sea Fairy, and the reason for that is there wasn't actually that many points. I would say there's more points in the next section, but yeah, I didn't skip it, and so I'm going to show you just the run the whole way through. Next up, we've got Paddling, and with aka Carrot, and we're not going to be using Carrot's pet, we're going to be using the Fig's pet because it revives. If you don't have the Fig's pet, brings the Rosette or something like that. You could bring the... what's it called? The scale if you wanted, because you're going to collect enough coins. I would probably... Would I go here as well? Yeah, I would say from here is pretty good, especially if you're going to be using the Fig's pet. Otherwise, you're not going to be able to get all the required little figs to actually activate it. I would say there's a decent amount of points here. There's also health to collect as well. So if you probably missed that first part with Sea Fairy, maybe you could have got like some of the health. Like that free bit of health right there. As you go through, we're going to flick the switches. Just like jump into the wormhole jelly in the middle, and everything will just go towards you. So no worries about missing that. During the skill, just aim to hit the switches. The magnet from Carrot's skill will pull like 98% of the jellies your way anyway. So you don't have to worry too much. Just make sure to hit the switches. You do not collect the Lotus jellies during the skill. It was only sea fairies which actually brought them with a magnet. Here, you're just gonna activate the switch for a big cannon, and this is why I think from the second cannon, do not skip the second cannon. Maybe use the cannon on the first one, and then just skip the cannon. Wait, did that make sense? Yeah. Don't use the cannon from the second one onwards. You're gonna miss so many good points. So here, don't use this cannon either. Skip that one. Potentially use the first one to skip it, but I don't know how far it's gonna fire you. So I don't actually know how many points you're going to lose, whether it's going to actually just skip the whole Wish Festival, or it's just going to skip, like, sections. I've got zero idea. But here, we're going to just go as far as we can. 233 before the revive. So you're looking at about 300 million for each one. And that definitely don't skip that last one. If you skip the last one, you're not going to get that health potion. And that's going to, it's going to be a bad time. I'm going to have a drink. Nice. So, we're going to keep going. We are now in stage 6, Beneath the Lilies. And, yeah, I would say that one was the oddest one. That is kind of like one of the new mechanics that they've introduced in this breakout was the... I don't know how I missed that. Were these cannons, and... I think the first cannon only you can probably use with Sea Fairy. This will also move you ahead with every single cookie because you're going to obviously die a lot later. And while you're in the cannon, I don't think where you're blasting through the air, you're going to lose any energy either. You easily make it into Carrot's last skill. And yeah. We're going to be going through. I would say this is quite a good starting point for Scorpion because we've got all these tadpoles which are just going to go. We're going to get extra nice load of points for the tadpoles with the skill. I might have used it a bit soon right there, but I'm going to jump into as many of them as possible with the boost from Scorpion as well, because we're going to get extra points. And look at all these extra ones now that I missed because I used everything. So potentially save the blast for there, maybe, so you can get the points from it. But the next one comes at quite a good place, so we're just going to be getting as many points as possible. This is the perfect place for Scorpion, and remember to activate your blast through all of those, especially taking advantage of the giant mode as well while we've got it. Now, these fish, they look like one enemy, but they are not. They are actually separate entities. The head, the tail, the ball things, they're all different, which means we're going to get a bucket load of points for each one, and because you're going to destroy each part individually. So yeah. Now, this bonus time, I wondered what the bottom route was, and it just signifies the type of jellies you're going to get. The bottom route is all coins. Do not go the bottom route. You're going to get a lot less points because we're not collecting bear jellies, also I believe. So unless you've got a treasure and you're lacking coins, so if you've got like, which one's... So if you're using the... what's it called? If you're using the scale pet, if you're using the pop star treasure, you might want to go that route to make sure you're going to get enough coins to activate everything. But oh, I missed a giant there. That was bad times. So you want to get enough coins to activate everything. But if you're not, I wouldn't bother. I wouldn't bother. Here, you want to make sure to hit the wheels with all the spikes. Each spike will give you is a separate I can't think of my words. A separate obstacle, so you're going to get loads of points for each one. I don't know why I didn't jump for that star, but here we are. Here, I'm just going to try and blast it out. I've noticed my health is going down, so I'm trying to get everything out. And we're going to activate this the blast as the latest possible thing we can. And then we're going to jump into everything. Jump, jump, jump. And then 330. You could definitely get more if you had if I had timed the like the needles a bit better. But as long as you're not delaying the next skill by holding onto the needles or the boost for too long from previous skills, you're going to get a really nice run where you can end perfectly. You'll get 2 health potions at the end of this run. That section even with Beetroot, pushing Beetroot up a bit further, which is excellent. So overall, I would say up to now, looking at the way this run is planned out, I'm pretty happy about the yogurt cream using the blue as the last skill just before death, getting that extra distance. And I'm quite happy about not gaining any extra distance with what's her face? Sea Fairy by using the cannon at the start. At the moment, it's kind of working out, but as I've not tried it doing that, like using yogurt cream blue and then using the cannon, or like not using the blue and using the cannon and stuff like that. There's many different things to try, but this is the way I've done it, and it seemed to have worked quite well, and I was happy with my 3 billion, as I've said multiple times. So 2.2 million or thereabouts needed to get the Diamondo. No, what's it? Is it called Diamond? Oh, Platinum rank? I don't know. Rainbow rank 5. 2.2 billion, but 2.2 billion is not good enough for us. We need more. And we've still got 3 cookies to go. And we're going to smash it. We're absolutely going to smash it. Here is another little new feature that they've added to this one, and I must say it reminds me so much of like Mario, old Donkey Kong, Crash Bandicoot kind of like level designs. They have to be taking inspiration from it, and it fits really nicely though with this game. It really does fit nicely. There are sinking platforms in this, so just be careful. Like here, if you fall into the water, you're gonna fall. It counts as a fall, and so you're gonna have to rescue. But there you go, nearly 300 million with Beetroot. But on to the gardener, and I've stripped out the audio from the pet because that pet still spikes the audio, and it was horrible to listen to. So I have stripped it out. So if you're wondering why there's gaps in maybe in the background audio, that is why, because I've stripped out where it peaked. Because it's so weird. As for the treasures, I've used all the way through this. I realized I never really said anything about the treasures. I just really went with whatever. Someone had pretty much already made the combo, and I was just trying it. There you go. There you go. It was not an original. Oh, that scared me. But it worked really well, and I was not gonna lie, I was aiming for 3 billion. When I ran it first time with the wasabi generator, I ended up with about 2.7, I want to say 2.7 million, and 2.8, somewhere around that mark. And I was like, it can definitely do better. I've just got to look for improvements, and I must say, compared to the wasabi generated one, this is very, very different. So, wasabi generator, alright, but it's not going to get you the best scores, obviously. But there you go. I wonder, though, with the wasabi generator, I wonder if it was one of the devs, though. I wonder if that was what the devs ran, and that's what they've put as the wasabi generator. So it's like, okay, this is what we used when we were testing the map, and it worked, and you get a decent score, so yeah, use this. I wonder how it works it out. What kind of, like... what kind of system they use? What? It's curious. It makes me. We've missed all those. Look, they're worth a lot of points. Those there, right? But I'll take this. So, oh. So yeah, keep jumping on these sinking platforms to avoid having to lose any unnecessary energy by falling in the water. Yeah. Overall, I would say not too tricky. This breakout, especially compared to, I don't know how I messed that up. Compared to other breakouts, I would say still to this day, Millennium Millennium Tree one with all the different levels and the massive panning out and the moving platforms when you can go miles up in the sky. It was still one of the worst breakouts to this day. I hated that breakout, and there was so much hidden stuff in it in regards to like health and stuff. Ugh. Oh my god, I didn't like that breakout at all. That was it was extraordinarily accurate. It was a bit too accurate. This one I feel is a lot simpler and it's a lot nicer. There's no crazy stages like in Breakout 1 where you're in like that toad in the swamp where the energy drain is super quick, but there's a load of health. There's nothing like that. There is just a variety of different features in this, but yeah. For Chess Cookie as place 9, you want to be getting out chess abilities ASAP. They do not activate automatically. You do have to double jump to activate them. So yeah, we're using a boomerang. Unfortunately, I missed the first one because it's a bit high up in the air. That's just too bad. We're going to be using the clam, so make sure you're online to in line, should I say, not online. You make sure you're in line to pick it up. Here, I actually don't think you need to really worry about getting that magnet, although you're probably going to end up picking up one of these magnets at some point, regardless. So, the reason I said you don't really need it is because it would be better if we had the pet doing its pet things, because during the magnet, it's not doing anything. So it's kind of like wasted points, but maybe. I don't know if you can avoid all the magnets altogether. That one was a little bit late to get the king out right here. It was just a bit unfortunate. Didn't quite register my mini jumps, and my double jumps probably at least a little bit early. The clam seems to be a lot nicer to collect. It doesn't seem to go too mental. But yeah, so you do want to be getting out the... There we go. Yeah, so I must have got 2.8 million before with my original setup, but I wanted 3 billion for the video. There we go. I think we've only missed one boomerang, and that was the one at the start. So once again, we're going to be 2-finger jumping to make sure we can get out the skill ASAP, and that is because we need... This is now just enough energy to get an extra skill out before the death, before we have to use the big queen after death ability. It is very giddy, and yoppa, okay. So if I hadn't have messed up that king one, that would have been a lot easier, but there we go. And now we're going to go into the queen mode, which is just a case of just running and jumping, and we're going to jump enough times just to get a bit ahead. 270 million with chess. I'm moving on to the last cookie, which is Mousse cookie. And I must say, it's been a while since I've used Raspberry Mousse, and I forgot that during any of the dashes, that includes the mini skill and the main skill, rainbow bears and those lotus flowers will be attracted, so take full advantage of that. Remember, you cannot spam the skill, otherwise you're going to run out and you're not going to be able to defeat the smaller enemies or the big enemy for that matter. So yeah, be extra careful of that. Now, I would say I mess up one little thing with Raspberry Mousse, and I don't know whether it's RNG timing or something along those lines, but yeah, I mess up at the end. I'll tell you about it though. Remember the skill? Well, I've actually not checked. That's a bit of a lie. I say remember, but I didn't actually check. That was a very lucky jump. I mean calculated, of course. Originally the mini skill only charged to 2, and as soon as it got to 2, it did not carry on charging. So I would recommend just blasting the skill out, the mini skill out, even if there's not really a lot of stuff to collect, just to get the points and to make sure the bar is always ticking down for it. Or ticking up, should I say. You want it to constantly charge that mini skill. It's a waste of time if you're waiting for it to to wait for a better location, because more often than not, especially in areas like this, you're not going to find anything to really utilize it to its full advantage. So you might as well just use it and then let another one charge. So here we are now approaching. We've broken through the 3 million. Maybe I lied about my score. I guess we get more than 3.1 million. What score do I even get? I didn't even... Not me not paying attention to the score I got at the end. Was it 3.2? I don't think it was 3.2. Was it? What are we on now? 3.15. Oh, in that case, I definitely think 3.3 is definitely doable then. And you'll see why. Yeah. Look at that. Look at that. We're only 30 million away. So right here we've got the raspberry mousse pet going for it. The timing right there at the end, I could not get the final skill out. If you use the mini skill at the very end and then you spam jump, you might be able to get it on the way down. But yeah, I'm going to leave it there with that. 3.185 billion. 40th in the world right now. Top 0.3%. There'll probably be a much better one. Give it like 2-3 days and someone will be like 3.5 billion and stuff like that, because that's just how crazy some of these people are. But alright, hopefully it was helpful. Until next time, bye bye.